Tom Gentry, there you see the boat out of Honolulu, Hawaii. Again, that boat continues to ride high in the water and pop the props right out of the back. The throttleman really has to be sharp. And look what's happening here. We've got boats coming back the other way. Lucky strike right in the middle of two of the super boats.
Now that's getting dangerous. Now they're coming out of Apache fog area, breaking into clear and looking at boats coming right at them.
And apparently they're having some bad navigational problems. There's the Apache Ben Kramer out of Miami, Florida, riding now in third place. The super boats all going one way, but Lucky Strike, as we saw, came right up in between them in the middle. S44 breakaway. Brad Cox, whoa, look at the ride he got.
Well, evidently, J.D. D'Elia has been able to negotiate the throttles with that shoulder because they haven't given up and they're taking a rough ride.
And they are now in first place, the S44 breakaway. This is the boat that's in second. High risk, John Henry Falk and Richard Felsen. They're getting a good ride in that boat, and it, again, doesn't look like it's riding particularly hard for a catamaran.
And that's because it is a narrow catamaran, not too much wing exposed.
That's kind of like this particular catamaran, the S12 Panama Jack, running in third, although driver Kim Jernigan is new to this team. Boat racing is nothing new to Kim.
I've been racing since I was 12 years old. I've raced anything from smaller hydros to tunnels to V-bottoms. So I raced all that, since I was, like I said, since I was 12 years old. And I got Hollow Champions last year, which is the highest honor. I've worked very hard and got high points and won most of my races last year in many Grand Prix. So.
There you see a great shot into the cockpit of Panama Jack, the young lady from Tampa, Florida, doing a great job of handling that boat. We look now at Spirit of America on the course. This boat has had a strong race. There's a problem on the course. That big barge or tender right on the course, Jim.
I don't understand. What's it doing there? I'm sure these drivers are wondering the same thing.
They've got a lot of problems on the course right now with spectator boats and apparently some of the commercial boats that are out there also. Spirit of America still holding in, and we'll be back with more exciting offshore race action. But first, this.
Most people know Rocky Aoki as the founder of Benihana Restaurants, but from 1975 to 1982, he was one of the top offshore powerboat racers in the world. During the time that Rocky was racing, he had two major accidents. Rocky, tell us about the differences of the boats now and back in when you were racing.
Well, right now, today, I just went into our Copeland boat, and I felt very safe. As a matter of fact, a few years ago, I rode with him, and like flying an airplane in the storm, like feeling-wise, and much safer feeling because you are sitting, everybody's sitting, no more standing anymore, and strap. Even boat goes upside down, there's a way to get out quick enough within 3-4 minutes. So as a driver, much safer feeling, and it is safe.
And it's good to see Rocky Aoki looking so good after his crashes in offshore and now getting back out here, and I think a little tempted by the sport. Here's a guy that certainly is getting the rewards of the day, the M15 Jolly Rancher, first in the modified division. Mike Drury having a good ride. Here's the second place boat, the Baja Bandit, the M7.
Surprisingly enough, the boat that was the boat to beat, and it has been all year long, the special edition with John D'Elia and, of course, Digger Durgans are chasing the number 2 boat and are currently in third spot.
That has got to be a little bit of a surprise and a shock to John D'Elia. They've had navigational problems in spectator boats on the course, so there's been a lot of problems with this one, but he never expected to be running in third place.
Not too many problems for Motor City Magic from Mount Clemens, Michigan, and they're riding pretty good for their first appearance of 1987.
They've actually had very fast times on the course. The race continues in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Still a lot of reports coming in on the course about spectator boats. Black flag. The black flag has gone up on the course, Jim.
That means that this race is stopped, and now we better explain to the people what black flag means as far as the conclusion of a race.
Well, they have to see the black flag before their portion of the race is actually over. So in this particular case, Al Copeland's Popeyes is coming by one of the boats right now and getting the black flag. So unofficially, that boat will be the first place in the super boats, which means second place, Tom Gentry, Honolulu, Hawaii.
So whatever position the boats are in at the time of the black flag, that is the official order of finish.
Now, ACR Systems, there you can see Bob Kaiser. He's already gone down in the water as they come across by the black flag. That boat unofficially will take first place in the Open, so that is good news for Kaiser. Meanwhile, Silver Bullet, who's had a great day, Craig Barry, is coming in second place. I don't think they'll really be disappointed with that, but they really had a good run and were leading the race early on.
Yes, they were. And Spirit of America has seen the black flag. John Antonelli just gets off the throttles and come on in, as does the number 77 Thriller there. Their hatches are open, the cool those engines down, and their day of racing is over.
So the black flag has ended it here in Atlantic City, New Jersey. There's Thriller, Ed Martinez, and Jack Clark. That's Jack standing up on the boat right now, signaling to some of the patrol boats on the course. In Thriller, that boat has taken an unofficial fourth place. I think he was checking there to make sure that the race is off. He looked like he was signaling it there. There you can see the black flag just to confirm it in your own mind. This race has been stopped. Now, while the rest of the boats are finishing, let's join Mark Spencer on the dock with the winner in the Super Boat class, Al Copeland.
Al Copeland, your day started out a little bit on a sour note, but turned out okay in the end.
Yeah, it seems that way. I mean, we haven't gotten the official results yet, but it seems like they black flagged the race and the point that we were ahead of Gentry, so he was the number 2 boat, or Apache. I don't even know who was in second place at that point, but yeah, it seems that way.
Well, we congratulate Al Copeland, the unofficial winner in the modified, the M15 Jolly Rancher. And Jim, we might point out these boats are all over the course, not necessarily at the start-finish line.
Well, when Roger Rogers, chief referee, says it's time for the black flag by radio, every checkpoint boat puts a black flag out. When you spot it, you stop racing right there and return to pits.
Here's one of the boats that has not yet spotted the black flag, or perhaps wants to go another checkpoint to just make sure. This is the Baja Bandit 2. This boat unofficially will be recorded as second place finish in the modifieds.
A strong finish for the first time in 1987 in their first appearance, of course, is the Motor City Magic. And they've been pretty consistent all day. All results are not official now because of the black flag, and they'll have to sort out the scoring because of the black flag stopping the race short. One driver that's had a share of bad luck this year is Bob Kaiser of the Systems team. Dick Crippen is with him now. Dick?
Well, Bob, I know this has got to be a disappointment. It looked like you were riding out fine.
Disappointment, I won the race.
Well, I mean, as far as having a black flag at this point.
Oh, I don't care. I'm not disappointed at all. I was going up to turn number 5, and Craig Berry, I had just passed him for first place, and I hit turn number 5. I saw the black flag, and I won the race. I'm happier as it can be.
So you're out there. This was everything was your day.
Well, it's about time, isn't it? We knew we were just hanging in there, you know. It was awful hazy, and it was tough to see the checkpoints, and we wanted to stay with the little pack, and Timmy Chisuli and Craig Berry were there in the V-bombs, and I said to Arrow, it's time to go. Let's make him earn some of his money. And he put it down, and we passed Berry about a mile, like I say, before checkpoint number 5. And we came up to turn number 5, and out came the black flag, and I saw the Jesse James boat down with Joey and Chris Lavin telling me to come off plane. I went around the 2 buoys and came off plane, and that's just like getting a checker flag, so I'm happy as can be.
Here's one of the reasons for the black flag. Spectator boats on the course, and you can see why. Craig Berry, in spite of it all, and the Silver Bullet race team had a pretty good day.
You were leading the open class race until out came that mysterious black flag. What happened out there?
Well, just before I guess it's the northern part of the course, or the eastern part of the course, the black flag came out. We lost oil pressure in one motor. Gary Smith looked at me. I told him to keep it on. We ran to the boat. Earl Lanier and Bob Kaiser just came up alongside of us, nipped us out at the black flag, and we ran second.
What a good day for Craig Berry and his crew. Here are the top 4 boats in the Super Boats unofficially. Popeyes, Gentry Turbo Eagle, Apache, and the Maxim number 23. In the open class,
it was the Systems, followed by Silver Bullet, the Spirit of America, and Thriller.
So a good day of racing. Unofficial results at this point because of the black flags that were out on the course due to spectator boats and some of the changing weather conditions in Atlantic City. The Pro Stock and Stock A and B classes are coming in, and we'll be back with the rest of the action in a moment. Back in Atlantic City, New Jersey, Dick Crippen along with Jim Hedrick as we look on the course now and see the P177 Bandit coming home. This course has been closed. The black flag is out. It is a short run on this particular race course because of problems with the spectator boats. There you see one in the background, and also some haze problems, which closed the visibility down. Second in the pro stock to Bandit will be the Miss Don Q. These are unofficial results at this point.
And he's still having problems. He's only running, I believe, on 2 of the 3 engines, but he's maintaining second. And here's a surprise. I think Nicky Cutro might have outsmarted himself. I think he was pacing himself, but with the black flag, he's going to finish third.
And that's liable to happen in a race just like this because all of a sudden it ends and you're sitting back holding until the last lap to kind of open things up. Nicky Cutro had been dominating the class.
Usually water conditions are the main concern among the crews, but today visibility heads the list.
Well, it wasn't as tough as it would have seemed to be, but you just couldn't see. The mist came in out there, and with the water being so rough and everything, you know, it was just impossible to figure out where we were going. And my driver and myself, we stopped the boat on 3 different occasions trying to figure out, you know, which way to go. And one of the open boats passed us while we were sitting still 3 different times. Went around. He went a complete circle around us. As I said, it was like the Indians chasing the pioneers, you know, just watching the guy go by and trying to figure out which way is he going to go next time, you know.
I got lost. That was my fault. I don't know about everybody else.
I don't think you were alone. Did you notice other boats around you?
We were everywhere. We were lost.
Okay, what was it, visibility? I heard that did drop.
I couldn't see. I really was following the compass headings, and I couldn't find the check boats, and when I found the check boats and the turn boats, the water was so confused. The buoys were under, and as soon as you saw them, it was too late. It was very confusing.
We understand that Chief Referee Roger Rogers is standing by for a statement surrounding the black flagging of today's race.
The information I acted on is the information I received from our aircraft that we did not have a safe racing conditions, and that's when I ordered the black flag. The report I have is the sailboats that formed a picket line, and the spectator was to be to the rear, the shore side of that line, was in reality on the ocean side of that line and still drifting.
Well, there are some nice stories to be told out of this. Bob Kaiser, who you met earlier, and now this particular boat, Breakaway S44. J.D. D'Elia was throttling in this boat for the race, and they take a first place in the Stock A, and this is after a broken shoulder out of Lake Pontchartrain.
Gutty Kid, nice comeback.
And here's another good ride for High Risk, the S77. They will take unofficially second place in the Stock A, again saying we are unofficial at this point.
Stock B was a boat that came out of nowhere. I would call this an upset because at the last minute, the K&K goes past this boat, Fully Involved. Fully Involved is unofficially coming in second.